Hello friend, welcome back to another video with your man Jen the Man, and today we are gonna talk about documentaries on Netflix. When it comes to Netflix, don't you have that time where you're just scrolling down through Netflix and just trying to find the right one and trying to find the right show or the movies or any like documentaries or any like shows that you want to watch but you can't seem to find the one. So I'm here to help you out, I'm here to help you out. And today we're gonna start with documentaries because I personally have been watching a lot of documentaries. Let's really dive into it and talk about each of them that I feel that is quite good, and maybe you guys can go and check it out if you all have Netflix lah. So this is my list. I have a few that I haven't watched yet. Most of it I watched already lah. So the first one that I want to talk about, that I finished it today, just finished only, is Tiger King: Murder, Mayhem and Madness. It's quite crazy actually what happened. So you have this Joe Exotic and you have Carol, and it's these two fighting with each other about fame, just getting more money. I think at the end of the day, everybody in this documentary is all about money lah, and it's not about animals anymore. So basically this Joe Exotic, he has a lot of all these exotic animals. Same with Carol, they also have a lot of exotic animals because they have money. And so Joe is a person who earns money by a lot of people coming in and like as if it's a zoo lah, petting on lions, petting on leopards and whatnot. And same for Carol as well, she does the same thing, but she says like, oh, what Joe is doing is not right. But for her, she thinks like she's fighting for the animal rights, but she's not. She's just doing the same thing as what Joe is doing. And you have a lot of things that unfolds lah, like one person says something about the other, and then the other tries to do something about another person. It got so out of hand that it leads to Joe Exotic wanting to kill Carol, and that was it led to that he went for trial because he was apparently wanting to hire someone to kill Carol. And now he's sentencing 22 years in jail, and that's the main story lah. And inside of it, Joe Exotic is gay as well. You have these people that he deal with, and also so many like drama, so many about politics, and there are so many different things, lies and all these about people conning him, getting all about money lah. So it's very interesting. You get a very, very different perspective. The workers that work for him, all those people that that came in contact with him, his lovers and whatnot, or and also focusing on Carol's side of the story as well. Like for her, there is this like ex-husband that she has that gone missing, that everybody thinks that is Carol, that's the one that killed him. So it's very, very, very bizarre lah, and there's a lot of things happening, and it's quite crazy. So if I think I didn't know anything coming into this show, so when I come out of the show, I've learned so much about this Tiger King and the whole scandal that happened lah. So I think if you all liked it, I think you should give it a try. Tiger King is quite good. I actually want to talk about this American Factory. American Factory is actually a very good documentary film. It's I think about 2 hours if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, around 2 hours, talking about this company that produces glass. It's a China company, but they want to move into America and trying to get that market lah, So it's a very, very corporate company that you can see that there is a the higher management team, and then they have the workers, and it's a super corporate company. But you get to learn how very contrasting ways of running a company lah. So you have the Chinese and you have the American, and so the Americans are very fighting for rights and that kind of thing, whereas for the Chinese it's all about results and efficiency, and it's very like don't really care about like maybe how you feel, but it's more like getting the job done. So it's very clashing, like in a way that you have a Chinese company but they want to focus on the American market as well. So this one is it is very very interesting in a way that you get to see both sides, and you get to see how extravagant a company that does all these kind of things, and how a Chinese actually run a company, and how Americans view that their way of working as well. So it's a very very interesting documentary film. So if you all had the chance to watch it, do go and watch American Factory. I think it's a very good. I thought it was like more focusing on like Apple or or all these kind of big companies, but this is more on a glass company lah. So I think it's a good example as to the contrasting values of different type of people lah. Other than that, I feel like Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, and Barack Obama, these three are just focusing on people. So I think out of these three, I feel I think Bill Gates one is quite a good documentary. Tony Robbins also is I think I would place Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, and then Barack Obama. I think Tony Robbins one is for me, I think all of you would have seen a Tony Robbins book somewhere in the self-help book, right? So you get to see how Tony Robbins works. So you follow him into this event that he's doing for the people, and you see like how all these broken people are coming to Tony Robbins for this self-help kind of thing, and what actually you find out about Tony Robbins' actual motives lah, and what he actually wants to do to help all these people. So I've seen this Tony Robbins a while back, so I don't really know I can't really recall what it is, but I remember just coming out from this documentary, it's very enlightening lah, in terms of like Tony Robbins' perspective, and also the people that's been changed or helped by attending a Tony Robbins event. So you get to see everything unfold, and I feel like this documentary is quite good. Bill Gates one is also very interesting because you get to see what goes through Bill Gates' mind. You get to see what his way of thinking, and how he comes to that thinking, and his direction for the future also, because I think right now he's trying to focus more on healthcare, and I think at one point he was focusing on eradicating polio, and then next was on nuclear energy and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to learn about the challenges that he has, and what he does to help people as well lah. So it's very interesting to learn a bit about Bill Gates, and I think the last one is Barack Obama, the final year. It's more towards focusing on Barack Obama as the final year as a president, and you get to see how he make decisions, how he's trying to rushing through time to talk to so many different parties, different countries, and how he's trying to make his point over, and also securing the future so that next president to run it, they will just follow the footsteps, or maybe just set in place like some of the things that he set out to do in his 8th year, and his final year is also very emotional for him. So it's a good documentary also to just learn a little bit more about Barack Obama. And for me personally, I look up to Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and even Tony Robbins as well. I think it's just very interesting how all these high profile people, how they think, how they make decisions, and it just you I think all this documentary you learn more about that person, and I feel that this would help lah. And I think the one that is done really really well, I feel at it's The Last Dance for Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. So it's a documentary about during the time 1990s where Chicago Bulls was really on fire. They were winning a lot of games, and Michael Jordan was at his prime. So this documentary was focusing on that period where they are all the drama that happened, from how the team formed, and how they were just winning so many things, and all the rivalries and how it all fall apart, and you learn more about Michael Jordan as well, and he's not just someone that is a perfect person, or so like you think like Michael Jordan is so good, but you have that competitive side of him, that he does things that would make people very angry, or the things that he do would be maybe very extravagant or very out of this world, or very negative. And you learn more about Michael Jordan and how competitive he is, and also the teammates. You learn more about Scottie Pippen and all the rest of the team as well, Stephen Kerr also. So it was a very, very good documentary, just focusing on the team, and also seeing all those footages that you see from the 90s. Like I thought maybe it will be like those quality that you see on on the TV last time, but it's not. It's done very, very well. All those old footages was recovered. I think they have so many types of footages to go through just to make this documentary, and I feel that the Last Dance was very well done, and I think everyone should watch the Last Dance. I think it's not just if you're supporting another team, or you're looking at other sports and whatnot, but I think this was a very good sports documentary, and I feel that everyone should watch this. So yeah, I think that's about it. And the rest, like Minimalism, I think this one I watched it very, very, very long ago. I think it was 2-3 years ago. Minimalism, I think it's a concept that some people might like, some people might not get into it. Maybe it's more like it's a theory lah. But I feel that minimalism, I was into it at one point, where it teaches us that it's not about it's not about possessions or the things that you have. It's about what's necessary, and you try to clear everything out so that you only have what is necessary. So this documentary actually focuses a few types of people. One, there are super extremes, like I think I remember one that just focuses on this guy who only has a backpack and goes around the country and just with just a backpack, no house, no nothing, just a simple backpack with all his essential things, and just go around living in different places or whatnot. Or some are to the extreme, and some are just getting into the idea. So I feel like minimalism, it's might a little bit propaganda in a way, because it just focuses a lot, and it's a very pro minimalism kind of thing. But I think it's a good concept to learn, I feel. Everybody, you would have a lot of possessions, you will have a lot of things, and sometimes it's good to have some spring cleaning, sometimes to just have what is required. So I feel like if you want to dive into it, you can. But yeah, I think it's a good documentary, but not the best I feel. So Don't F with Cats. This is a criminal documentary. So I was in this zone at this period of time where I was just researching a little bit too much about all these serial killers. I think because there was this show called Mindhunter, so I was really like into all this like Ted Bundy, so Conversation with a Killer, Ted Bundy's, and all this serial killer that was in the US. And I think it was during the 60s or 70s that there were a lot of serial killer, the Zodiac and whatnot. So I was quite interesting to learn about how all these people, what goes into their mind, what trauma that they experience that lead them to doing all this kind of thing. So Don't F with Cats is a documentary about this person who posts on the internet that he was killing all these cats all this very, very sick way of killing it. And then there's these people that found out about it and trying to track him, but cannot track him because he was doing it anonymously. So it was trying to get to this guy, and for him, he just wants the fame. He just wants to be recognized. So he gets even crazier every single time that he does it, and until one time that he killed a person. He was gay, so he had to kill another guy, that and that's where everything fall apart lah, because when you kill a guy, it's and he couldn't get away with it lah. So yeah, I think it's a very, very haunting type of documentary. Haunting in a sense that it's very disturbing lah when you look at it, but it's very interesting. So I think if you all had the chance to go and watch it, I think do go and watch it. It's very interesting, and you learn a lot about how people, in the internet, how they can try to just find a person based on Google Maps and whatnot. So it's very, very interesting. So Don't F with Cats is a very, very good documentary in that sense. Other than that, for me, I don't really like the Jesus Code or the social dilemma, because the social dilemma is because I think what they said, for me as a person who studies media, I sort of known what they would talk about. Maybe I'll learn a little bit here and there, but it's more towards the surface level. Never really dive into the different types of perspective. But yeah, I think this one, I think if you all don't really know how the media works, I think you can benefit from watching this. But I feel as a person who studies media, I think it's something that I think all of us would know already lah. As for the Jesus Code, this one, it's more focused on these scientists or archaeologists that they are trying to find, trying to prove that all the things that Jesus has went to. So I was trying to find something about Christianity, and I found that this was one of the documentaries. So I find this one was not really fulfilling for me, because when I watched it, although they are trying to talk about the story and whatnot, but it doesn't really gel well, because at the end of the day, they was trying to find all these artifacts and whatnot, and trying to prove that that Jesus did these kind of things. But I feel like it wasn't for me lah. I didn't really enjoy this documentary lah, so I wouldn't recommend to watch it. Even if you're not Christian, or even if you're Christian also, I feel like this documentary doesn't really give out a lot of information lah. It was just like neither here nor there. I think there are some that I haven't watched yet. So like Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich, High Score, I watched a few episodes but I haven't finished it. But I think High Score is quite good based on the first few episodes. High Score is basically on all these gaming companies and how when we were in I think 50s or 60s already, they all started to build on games, and the gaming industry was starting to build on Nintendo and Sega. There was this whole war going on. So High Score was just focusing on those companies, what they are trying to do to build all these kind of things that we have, like PS5, all this nowadays. So at the time, it was very interesting to see how all these games at the time was building, and how people build these games, build these consoles. So it's a very good so far. So I haven't finished it, but I'll try to find time to finish it. And another one was Peter Jackson did another one about World War II as well, about they shall not grow old or something like that. It's basically just getting all these old footages and making it beautiful so I haven't watched it yet. Trial by Media also I haven't watched. I think it's also another serial killer sort of documentary so I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I think just to go back in terms of the ones that started on, it was the World War II greatest events of World War II. I was watching. I was quite focused on war about the World War One, World War Two. I think it's mainly on World War Two just trying to figure out what actually happened between Germany, England, and Japan as well, and what they have been doing. So and just trying to figure out during which time what happened, and there was the Soviet Union at that time as well. So what are the parties involved and whatnot. So I think the greatest event of World War II really gives you that sort of the big events that happened during World War II so that you know that this kind of thing happened, and what all the leaders are going through and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see about that. And there's another war movie that's more on the Vietnam War that I haven't that I watched it, but it's not on Netflix anymore. But basically, yeah, I think last week I was talking about the Mekong with Sue Perkins. So Sue Perkins actually talked a little bit about the history of Cambodia and also Vietnam as well. And yeah, I think I had a little bit of knowledge on that is because of this documentary about the Vietnam War. So they were talking a little bit about more in details about in Vietnam and also in Cambodia and all the different things like with US coming into Vietnam and trying to stop the war and trying to go into something that they don't really know. So it was a good documentary, but for me, I lost interest halfway through because it was just too many things happening, too many different parties involved, and there were a lot of things that so many information. I just stopped already from there. So there was a period of time where I stopped watching documentaries is because of that. So yeah, I think that's all for documentaries at the moment. The ones that I've watched and the ones that I feel it's quite interesting and you all should go and watch it I feel. So these are the ones that I've watched, and I think if you all have watched it or have any like documentaries to recommend, do let me know, and I can maybe check it out as well. And if you all have any like any comments about the ones that I've mentioned just now, and if you all would like to just tell me what your thoughts on it if you have watched it. And that's about it for documentaries. Maybe next week I'll talk a bit about movies or maybe TV shows or reality TV that I've watched and on Netflix. I think maybe this month I'll focus on Netflix, and see how it goes. But I had fun talking about documentaries because documentaries are so far my favorite to go to now, rather than movies. I don't know why, but movies for me, I don't want to really spend that 2 hours or 2.5 hours just going through that emotional ride when I watch a movie, because most of the movies that I watch it's not those like very simple one where it's bad guy kill good guy wants revenge and win at the end, this kind of thing, it's like something like Requiem for a Dream last week. I was like, oh, I cannot. So documentaries. Anyway, I think I've talked more than I should. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Do like and subscribe. Comment below with any documentaries to recommend or all the things that I've listed out. Maybe if you have watched it, do let me know your thoughts on it. And that's all for this week. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.